LPT don't sharpen or buy new mower blades for the first mow of the season. Before you take the time to even take your mower blades off to sharpen them or replace for the first mow of the season, mow wants to go over everything. This includes the sticks you may have missed from falling between the winter months, or mole mounds you didn't see to push down. Doing that with already dull or bad blades will help your sharpened blades or new blades last longer throughout summer, giving you a fresh, cleaner finish. You're supposed to sharpen your mower blades? Checking in from the Faroe Islands, where we have no trees and no moles, till people change their lawnmower blades. Flushed. An aside eco reminder: spring is baby making time for everyone. If you give a bit of extra time before mowing in the spring, the bees, butterflies, birds, flowers and lots of other beasties that live in your garden will be able to get their families sheltered and fed, ready for the summer. Or just look over the yard quick and pick up shit before you mow. I do this every time I mow anyways. Or just use Oregon gator blades, and don't worry about hitting basically anything. I have a Toro Z Master with 3 blades. A 4-acre property. Since we are talking LPTs, a few years ago I found out about gator blades. They'll shred almost anything and have a very stout but sharp blade. I can't recommend them enough. Also, I have a Cyclone precision sander that I use to sharpen up the blades. I don't even need to take the blade off. I just jack up the front and use the Cyclone to sharpen the blades up a few times a year. In my experience, those blades and that sharpening method is a great way to go. They are really easy to sharpen. It can be done with a hand file, grinder, etc. It's just a mower blade. As long as you get it sharp enough and balanced, you are good. Maybe stomp mole hills and pick up sticks so you can use your machine for its intended purpose. Hitting dirt and sticks will bend the spindle shaft that connects drive belts to the blade. Sure, you can just sharpen your blade, but you can't repair a bent spindle. They're pretty expensive. I don't mow until the dandelions are finished blooming and have gone to seed. They are important for the bees, and also helps any newly hatched spiders to find their first meal. I keep my yard organic for the insects and spiders. I don't worry about weeds. As my motto is, weeds are just plants that no one appreciates. If people don't like my lawn, they can look at something else. Or pay my property taxes for me. My yard. My rules. It's not a big deal. 2 bolts and 2 blades with an angle grinder takes 5 minutes. I do it like once a month during the season. You should at least clean your cut deck properly before the first mow, or you may spread weeds or disease from one side of your yard to the other. A sharp, clean blade will also cut the blade of grass rather than rip them. This is much less damaging than ripping and less likely to hurt a plant that is not at its strongest. Your lawn should also be raked though before mowing. The grass should have grown at least 6 inches. And after risk of frost. I think I've sharpened my mower blades twice in the going on 20 years I've had my mower. And realistically, I did that more because I just felt like it than it really needing it. Fond memories growing up of the first mow of the season. Getting the wet grass stuck in the mower. Taking a rusty old knife and cutting out the chunks was so satisfying. Somewhat related but funny regardless. When I worked for the city, my boss used to say, keep your mouth closed when you're weed eating. Homeless people shit along the walls. Lol. Nope. Just sharpen blades before mowing season with spring maintenance. The purpose of having sharp mower blades isn't so much to make it easier to mow as it is to prevent damage to the grass. So go ahead and sharpen the blade before the first mow of the season. Your new stuff will last longer when you use your old stuff longer. Yep, that sounds about right. This is solid. I live in the deep south. Baja grass is a late-season grower and is like cutting wire. I sometimes change my blades 2 or 3 times a year. That ain't cheap with a 54 cut. Real LPT don't have a turf lawn and instead use local wildflowers, plants, and clover. Spend $0 on a lawn that will actually look better and be better for biodiversity of insects. Kill your lawn, plant a food forest. The more I hear about this whole lawn business, the more it seems to be not worth the trouble. Never a wrong time to ditch the archaic lawn and plant native, no mowing or watering required. Suck a fatty for the first mow of the season. My grass obeys the Lord. At the end of every season 1, do a full tune-up, oil change, new blades, then I start the new season with my mower all ready. I have nothing weird in my yard to hit. I do this. Also, I have 3 blades that I can pick from. I read the comments and a lot of people buy new ones, which is understandable. However, I like the process and like to understand my tools. To each their own. Personally, I don't think it's all too much hassle to whip the blade off and give it the ol' razzle dazzle with the grinder. It only takes 10 minutes at the most. Or don't cover your lawn in grass just to cut it down every so often. Also, maybe plant something native to where you live, e.g. something that doesn't require extra watering. I usually sharpen my mower blades on the uneven sidewalk out front. I hate the grinding sound though. I like to mow rocks to sharpen my blades. LPT, put grass in your yard that doesn't take so much water and doesn't grow so tall so you don't have to waste resources or worry about it. Maybe just don't mow your lawn. Maybe try supporting the local ecosystem. The real LPT here is to replace the grass with clover or thyme, and you won't need to mow it. Even better, make a garden and harvest some veggies straight from your backyard. Golf green and just regular grass is an ecological desert and disaster. Osa, tear and rip everything down the middle with the dull blade. Then cut nothing with the sharp blade after? Okay. Never thought about this. Very good advice, thanks. Or just say screw it to the whole concept of a lawn and replace it with native species of plants. Thanks, I'll let my gardener know. You guys have gardens? Filthy rich TZ. I ain't mowing twice. I one and gun and hope that stuff is straight. I asked what it cost to have my mower blade sharpener. I believe he said $60. Maybe I misunderstood? Regardless, shopped on Amazon and got a sharpener for less than $20. I don't know if anyone has said it already, but you are not supposed to make your mower blades razor sharp. Only sharp enough. A razor cut on grass opens it up for disease and is not good for its growth. The blades will be less destroyed when you do hit something as well. Cutting with dull blades is not good for grass. It breaks the grass instead of cutting it and leave it more susceptible to disease and damage, taking longer to recover. Better to sharpen every 8-10 hours of cutting or once a season. Run a rake over the lawn before the first mow if needed. Imagine being rich enough for a yard to mow. I'm a girl, I can't sharpen lawnmower blades. Ugh. Lol, what did I just read? No thanks, I'll not sharpen my mower blades, Dad. It 100 does not sharpen your blades to hit sticks and mounds. Where the F did you come up with this? That's a good way to nick your blade. Repost June 1st, please. Shot to death in a carjacking gone wrong by a serial killer on the run. Landed on his back off a small snowboarding jump. Heart knocked out of place.